like to tell stories. And just watching the final parts of the road march this morning, just today, there were probably about 1,000 stories bearing out. Germans that were coming across the finish line together. And the one leading the march was an individual who unfortunately didn't pass the written test last night, missed it by 2. People falling 10 meters from the finish line and getting up with just a few seconds left to go and hobbling across. One individual who made it right at the 3-hour mark. People holding on to each other and making sure that they made it throughout the entire 12 miles of the march. Unbelievable stories of selflessness and courage and respect for one another and loyalty to something that you wanted to do. The reason medics are my favorite people relate back to something that occurred to me about 20 years ago. It was when I was on the battlefield in Iraq during Operation Desert Storm with 1-1 Cavalry here out of Germany, part of the 1st Armored Division. 30 of our soldiers were wounded in an event at one time, the most wounded in that particular conflict at one time, and I was one of them. Middle of the night, about 2 o'clock in the morning, rain was falling all around us and the wind was blowing and there was 0 visibility. And we were trying to find all the wounded on the battlefield, and I was lying next to my Bradley, and suddenly I heard 2 voices over me talking about how they were going to treat my wounds. One of them was a combat lifesaver, the other one was a medic. And the voice from the medic was one of a female. Now you say, so what? Why do you bring that up? Well, at the time, females were not allowed in cavalry squadrons. And in fact, as you just heard the story about the stand-up of the EFMB, the only people that used to be able to fight for this EFMB were the ones that were able to get the CMB. And that was medics assigned to infantry and armor and cavalry units. So hearing that female voice 40 kilometers in front of the rest of the division, I asked her, what are you doing here? And she replied, sir, I volunteered to be with the cavalry because they said that you needed additional medics. So that young female soldier had not only volunteered to be in the Army, had not only volunteered to be a medic, but she had volunteered to be with an organization that at the time was estimated to have 50% casualties during a combat action. That did not happen, but that was the estimation. So PFC Tammy Reese, who is now a sergeant major, was in that force to volunteer at a time when she couldn't even win the Combat Medics badge and couldn't even compete for the Expert Field Medical badge. That's why I love medics. Watching you all compete today to win something that will show how much better you are than all the others in your field is significant to me. And Sergeant Major Capell and I are extremely proud of you, and we're happy to be here at this ceremony. And I'm going to end this speech right now because it looks like some of you are cramping up. Thanks for participating in the last 30 days. Be safe going home, and I can't wait to help pin the badges on you. Thank you very much.